Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I'm going over the Week 10 defenses to stream. I give you 4 defenses in this video that you guys should be able to pick up, and that will lead you to Week 10 success. Now, before I get into the video, I'd like to give you guys a word from my sponsor, DFS.com. DFS.com is my favorite website to play daily fantasy on, and it is very, very, very simple. Even I can get and play well on this website. Now, it is very, very simple. Like I said, it's a start sit format. All you got to do is make 12 picks plus 3 alternate picks, and it is super simple. Pretty much right here, you can see one of the examples here would be Lamar Jackson versus Aaron Rodgers. Personally, Lamar Jackson against the Cincinnati Bengals, I think that is a very easy matchup. So to me, I think he will outscore Aaron Rodgers against the Carolina Panthers. It is that easy. All you got to do is do that 11 more times plus the 3 alternate picks, and you can go and try to win that money. Now, if you go that perfect 12-0 in the $109 game, you could win $28,000. I know that's like a lot of money, but even in the $2 game, you could win roughly $3,500 if you have that beautiful 12-0. Now, if you were in the top 10% of the entries in that contest, you win 9 times your buy-in, which is huge. But before I end this roll, I'd like to actually tell you guys a new strategy that I have discovered that I personally have used the last couple of weeks that I've found some success in. So, say I like Jameis Winston a lot this week to beat Drew Brees. So I picked Jameis Winston against the Arizona Cardinals, and then I'm going to stack him with his wide receiver, Mr. Mike Evans, to beat Tyreek Hill. Because if I personally believe that Jameis Winston is going to have a good game, I also believe Mike Evans will, and then you get 2 correct pretty much for the price of 1. At least to me, that makes a lot of sense, and is something that I like to implore every week on overlaydfs.com. So make sure to check them out. Link down below in the description, overlaydfs.com. And we are back. Make sure to check out overlaydfs.com. Link down below in the description. Let's get right into this Week 10 defenses to stream. Now, the first defense here is the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. 50.4% ownership on NFL.com. Obviously, on other websites, the ownership percentages are going to be different. Now, the Bengals have a rookie quarterback in Ryan Finley. Now, I know if you may not know who Ryan Finley is. Sure, I really don't know who the fuck Ryan Finley is, but if you Google him, he looks like what Andy Dalton would look like if Andy Dalton was in a movie. Like, this is what this guy is. Ryan Finley is Andy Dalton, the movie version, okay? And he is probably not going to play well against one of the better defenses in the NFL. And we know something about rookie quarterbacks. They tend to panic. They tend to get scared. They tend to take some dumb sacks. And you know what? Sacks give you points in fantasy football for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens defense held the Patriots to 20 points last week, Week 9. They were the only team that could beat the Patriots this year thus far. Obviously, not strictly on the hands of the defense. The offense did play well, but the Ravens defense was able to hold the Patriots to lower numbers. So I think that obviously increases my confidence in them being great against a terrible Cincinnati Bengals team. Last time the Ravens played the Bengals, Week 6, they held them to 17 points. Obviously, that's with Andy Dalton, a better quarterback. Now they have Ryan Finley there engaging the full tank mode. They have not won a game thus far this season, and they don't intend to win a game, and they certainly don't intend to beat the Baltimore Ravens this week in Cincinnati. So the Baltimore Ravens would be my number 1 defense pickup for this week against the Cincinnati Bengals, like I said. Next defense, here's the Indianapolis Colts versus the Miami Dolphins. 12.7% ownership percentage on NFL.com. Now, they are playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins were actually able to win last week. So a lot of people are going to be a bit hesitant. They'll be thinking, oh, the Miami Dolphins are actually good. They're going to turn it around. Look, I'm a Dolphins fan, okay? I see this through the Dolphins lens. We ain't beating the fucking Colts, all right? Sam Darnold, Sammy Mono, kids see go Sam Darnold. Let them into the game. He let them win. He let them into the game by making terrible decisions, throwing off his back foot, just playing like an absolute idiot, and he let them win the game. It's not that the Miami offense won the game, it's that Sam Darnold fucked up so much, and Adam Gase is such an idiot that the Miami Dolphins were able to get into that game and win. Now, the Colts are a good defense in the last 3 of 4 weeks. Week 5 against Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes. Now, obviously, they haven't had Patrick Mahomes the last couple weeks, but this is a game with Patrick Mahomes in at the quarterback position. Week 5 against Kansas City, 13 points allowed. Week 7 against Houston Texans. Who's the Houston Texans quarterback? Mr. Deshaun Watson, 23 points allowed. Week 8 against Denver Broncos, 13 points allowed. That is obviously Joe Flacco. And week 9 against the Steelers, 26 points allowed. So obviously last week they played bad against the Steelers. Some of this could be due to the fact that Jacoby Brissett was not playing. Jacoby Brissett could be playing in this game. Obviously, that does not necessarily mean the defense is going to be better because Jacoby Brissett's fucking quarterback. But the Indianapolis Colts are going to be able to easily sack Ryan Fitzpatrick, easily get some picks, and easily accrue you some great fantasy points this week. That was why they are my number 2 defensive pickup. Now, if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. So now the next defense here is the New Orleans Saints up against the Atlanta Falcons, 64.6% ownership on NFL.com. Now, the Saints defense has shut down 2 teams in the last 4 games. He allowed 6 points to Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars. Sadly, guys, obviously this isn't a video about the Jaguars, but Gardner Minshew has lost his starting job to Mr. Big Dick Nick. So, huge rip to him. We all love Gardner Minshew over here, and they allowed 9 points to the Cardinals. Now, obviously, the Atlanta offense is probably better than the Cardinals and the Jaguars. You might be thinking that. You might be seeing, oh, I remember when the Falcons made it to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. They're the exact same team. No, they are not. They are just completely different. They just fucking suck. The Falcons are not a good team, and they could be a Matt Ryan-less Atlanta Falcons. In my opinion, I think Matty Ice is going to go out there and play. Now, even if Matty Ice is the one making the calls and Dan Quinn just somehow doesn't fuck this game up, Matt Ryan will still find ways to throw interceptions. He has thrown 8 interceptions in 7 games. You know what that means? Based upon my simple mathematical equations, what that means is that he has thrown more than 1 pick in every single game he has played this year. And one of the games isn't even 7, it's not even 7 full games because he exited in I think it was the 3rd quarter a couple of weeks ago. So, he is just not playing that well, and this New Orleans Saints defense is going to be inspired to win this game against the Atlanta Falcons. I like them as my number 3 waiver wire pickup at the defensive position. Now, my final defensive pickup is the New York Football Giants going up against the other team in New York. Obviously, it's at New York Jets, but who gives a fuck? It's pretty much going to be even 50-50 crowd in the Meadowlands. 6.7% ownership on NFL.com. Now, this should be explainable easily. This is easily explained. The Giants' defense may not be good. They may have played okay against the Cowboys last week. I mean, okay is a bit of an overstatement. They got like 1 fucking pick. They made Dak look stupid at the beginning, and then Dak bent them over and fucked them right in the ass. But this week, they get the New York Football Jets, and we know something about Sam Darnold. We know last time he was playing in New York, you know what happened? He saw some fucking ghosts. He saw some ghosts and could not play. Sam Darnold is an interception machine. The Jets' offense is fucking terrible. Adam Gase is a goddamn idiot. The New York Football Giants are going to go into their own stadium and eviscerate the Jets. The Jets are not going to have a single chance in this game, in my opinion. I really think that the Giants' defense is going to just destroy them. Even though they are still my number 4th highest ranked defense, I can see that for the waiver wire perspective of teams that are not owned in a lot of leagues, I can still see the Giants being the number 1 team because of how fucking bad Sam Darnold is. Sam Darnold, it looks terrible. I know a lot of Jets fans, if you're watching this, you might be liking the Jets. You might be like, Nick, why do you hate the Jets so much? I'm a Dolphins fan, and I live in New Jersey. All these fucking Jets fans, they're a bunch of cocksuckers. They all think the same thing. But you know what? You know what, guys? The team is just so fucking bad that I think the Giants' defense could see multiple picks. I think Adam Gase gets his ass canned and kicked out in New York and booed after this game. This is going to be one of the best defensive performances by like a defense that is terrible of this year in fantasy football. So thank you guys for listening to this rant. Welcome. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I hope that you guys ended up enjoying this video. Now, if at any point in this video you ended up enjoying, you ended up having a good old chuckle, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. It's free. It doesn't cost you shit, and it just helps me out. Make sure to send this to your friends. If any of your guys' friends are into fantasy football, they're into some nice chuckles, obviously you don't want to give them the winning recipe, but it's okay because, spread the winning around, spread the wealth around. Let's win some fantasy football games in week 10. So make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you check out overlaydfs.com. Link down below in the description. Make sure you just have a beautiful day. I love each and every single one of you guys. Like I always tell you, we are nearing 3,000 subscribers. I just can't wait to hit it. I have huge things planned for the rest of this year. So let's go out and eat a W this week. Knock one time if you're fucking with me. Have a great rest of your guys' day. I love you all. Goodbye.